Anger is one of the most destructive human emotions and one of the most difficult ones to deal with. Thankfully, the Stoics are here to help. The great Stoics have thought about this for years, thousands of years, and they passed these lessons on to us, which is now in this book we've been doing week by week, a handbook for new Stoics. We are now on week 48. Is this the third week in a row, ladies, that we are dealing with anger?
I think it is. It's the third or fourth.
Yep, because it is that powerful of an emotion. My name is Rob. Thank you for joining us here on Painted Porch Strategies. Here on the porch, as we like to say, joined by these two amazing human beings. Sierra Ram Cantrell, our Chief Joy Officer, who is an expert at mindfulness, which comes in handy when dealing with anger, and our CEO, our founder, Amy Yak, who in teamwork ties in with dealing with anger with members of your team. See where we're going with this? We are a training and advisory company here to help you and your team be your best at all times. So training stuff is what we're doing right now with anger. So this one is counter anger with Maxims. So now we're taking it the next step, right? Recognize anger, pause, then have a rational thought about it. Now we get into Sierra's realm, almost like a mantra. So if you get angry, what are the types of things you can say? So Sierra, since this is your area, help a brother and a sister out.
Well, I often like to think of mantras or maxims, which is basically a statement that you're going to say either in your head or out loud or both over and over again. And whether you believe in the power of attraction, or whether you believe in setting it out there like a prayer to a higher power, or whether you just believe in tapping into your subconscious mind, all three of these concepts apply to a mantra. What you repeat is what you're going to soak in. What you repeat is what you're going to goal towards. What you repeat is what is going to stay top of mind. There's a reason why churches did prayers that repeated or songs that repeated, because what you repeat is going to stick in your head. You're going to remember this. You're going to help it move forward. So when you mantra, or when you repeat what you want to aim towards, you're basically just pointing that compass at north, and you're getting that set up to what you want. It's important, I will say, when you create a mantra or a maxim, that you frame it in the absolute truth. So here's an example. If you're around a lot of people who are coughing, your mantra should not be, I don't want to get sick, because what's the key word there? Sick. Your mantra should be, I want to stay healthy. I want to stay energetic. I want to stay energized. I want to stay well. So you're going to frame it in exactly what you want, not in a double negative.
Love that.
Yeah.
Applies to anger very well. So Amy, pick us up from there. So in looking at anger, in looking at what Sierra just said about maxims or mantras, what would you come up with? So when you're angry, what are some of the things you're going to say to yourself? So in absolute truth.
So, and actually, I very much recalled back to my radical mindfulness training on that, because I started to write a couple where anger was in the maxim. And I said, no, I have to not use the word anger here. I have to rephrase this. How can I reframe it into a positive? So that way I'm not putting my focus on that negative word. And I said, I choose reason. Originally, I said, I choose reason over anger. And then I scribbled that out. I said, nope, not anger. I choose reason. And then I borrowed from what Sierra says all the time. I choose peace. So those were two that I selected as my maxims.
How's that been working out for you so far? I mean, I know we're just doing this lesson, so it's brand new. And the idea of training, which is the same thing that we do at Painted Porch Strategies, is you have to do it a lot. If you want to change, you got to go through the uncomfortable moments. You have to lift the weight. You want to get stronger, you got to do more push-ups, you got to do more squats. You constantly have to do it. You can't just all right, I went to the gym, I'm 40 years old, I've been going to the gym for 20 years. Okay, great. Your body's going to react if you never go to the gym again. Mm-hmm. Same thing with your mind. You got to go through the mind exercises. So again, back to that question, Amy, how's it been working out so far, taking these initial steps?
I think it's been working well. Am I perfect every time? Do I remember every time? No, but am I remembering more and more? Yes. And one of the things we've talked about a couple of weeks ago is that I'm one of those people who say, I don't get angry, but I do experience flavors of anger. They're just not as, face scrunched, red scenario. It's more frustration, disappointment. It's those it's anger light, but it's still anger ultimately at the end of the day. So for me, being able to exercise these, especially with those inanimate objects, the technology, or even sometimes with the expectations of myself as well as others, and not having frustration or disappointment there, it's really starting to repeat those maxims of, I'm doing my best, they're doing their best, and then I choose reason or I choose peace.
Well, because your body has an automatic reaction, which is
Mhm.
what they break this down into 3 steps. Your pre-reflective reaction in your body is the way they write it here in this chapter. Again, this is week number 48 in a handbook for new Stoics. So you have your automatic reaction. And Sierra, correct me where I go wrong here. It's based on your years of experience, your perspective on things, your emotions, right? Create the moment you're in now. So it's programming in a way. So you've been programmed a certain way. You've been told stories a certain way. You're good at certain things, bad at certain things, or this should make you angry. So your body sees something, reacts something, and it has that central nervous system reaction that makes you go, ah, whether it's anger or nervousness or fear, there's something that has built you up to have that emotion in this moment.
Yeah, I would say that, or maybe you've been modeled those type of anger reaction behaviors by other people in your life.
And that's important to recognize those and then take that next step, which we did last week, is the cognitive, right? That's that space. So you go from reaction to space. And this goes back to Viktor Frankl in A Man's Search for Meaning. And he was in Auschwitz and several other Nazi death camps. And what he came to realize is that the people in those death camps who gave themselves enough pause between the awful, awful, awful conditions that they were in and could find little moments of happiness were the ones that survived. The people in those camps who kept saying, well, I'm going to be out by Christmas, I'm going to be out by Christmas. Christmas came, they're not out. They went into such a depressive state and they were so malnourished and overworked anyways, that a lot of them ended up passing away, even before we know what happened to so many in those camps. So there's such a huge difference in that, right? And then now we're on step 3, which is these maxims or mantras. So back to that, Sierra, what did you come up with? Sierra, by the way, not typically a very angry person. So I'm curious to see where she goes with this.
Well, I will also add, if you're interested in like what Viktor Frankl's story is, there's a wonderful movie called Life is Beautiful that is worth watching, that is all about a man and a son's experience in a concentration camp. It's very inspiring. So for me, coming back to the mantra or / maxim that I used this week is the obstacle is the way. And the reason why this was useful is, although I'm not a person who you would say gets outwardly angry, I still am a human and I have moments that are frustrating to me. But if I mantra the obstacle is the way, it helps me to shift my perspective of how can this challenge or this reaction, how can I learn and grow from this? Where's the lesson in this? Where is the opportunity for me to grow or learn or whatever it is? It shifts it from a problem to an obstacle. And when I look at how an obstacle can teach me things or can help, I'm on a trip with my family, my husband and my son. If it's an obstacle that we can use as an opportunity to strengthen our bonds and our relationship, then it's worthwhile. And then it's not a problem. Then it's something that's beneficial.
An opportunity. Absolutely. I absolutely love that. And again, I'm going to say about 2, 3, 4 years ago, if you would have told me mantras work, I would like, get out of here. But I was
hogwash.
Yeah, exactly. But I decided, I'm going to give it a try. And why not be open-minded about it rather than automatically shut it off? And I have found that they do work. In my program, which is here for you at paintedporchstrategies.com, we kind of we say it another way.
What is it called?
Flip the script.
What is your program
Master
called?
your message. What did I say it was called?
You didn't say.
Okay, master your message. But flipping the script. It's about taking another perspective. And Sierra touches on this in her program, which is called Radical Mindfulness, which if you are an angry person and you notice you rise to anger quickly, her course is going to help you tremendously. I encourage you to go get it, because these are your basic steps. Sierra gives you so many tools to not just handle anger, but so many other emotions too. And that ties into my maxim or mantra, is that I am in control. I am in control of how I feel. I am in control of my perspective. I am in control about what I say. in those moments, or not say, maybe more importantly, when it comes to anger. So that was the one that I am repeating and saying to myself, it really hits me most in traffic. In just saying it, even in the last week or so, has helped me. And again, that goes back to the fact that these things do work, as Sarah talked about. Your brain recognizes what you're saying, your body does too, and it will respond in kind so long as you say the right things. Because your brain's always looking for answers. So if you ask negative questions, you're going to find negative answers. If you're saying, why am I not good enough? Your brain's going to come up with reasons. But if you say, why am I good enough? Your brain is also going to point out all the great things that you did during the day, or all the things you got accomplished during the week, or all the ways you were able to deal with your anger. So do you ladies have any final thoughts on this issue of counter anger with maxims or mantras?
I just have one thing that I found I really appreciated that they pointed out in this lesson is, and it came from Seneca, where they talk about that first phase. The first phase of anger is that pre-reflective reaction, that automatic trigger that's going to happen. And they specifically say it is inevitable. It happens without conscious thought. So to try and stop that from happening is a fool's errand. Your body is naturally going to have a reaction. In fact, Seneca even compares it to your body shivering when it's exposed to cold water, or blushing when you hear something, that either is embarrassing or maybe a little off color. So they say you can't stop your body from reacting a certain way. What you can control is how you then choose to respond to it. So I appreciated that they called that out, because I think so often when it comes to anger or when it comes to strong emotions, you hear people say, you got to separate from it, or you have to, tamp it down. And to many people, even when they think about Stoicism, you think about, oh, it's people who have no feeling. They shut it off. And the reality is no, because that's impossible. You can't shut off the feeling. They happen. They happen because they happen. But what's most important is being able to then take the next steps, the rational steps, to pause and analyze it, and then decide how in fact you're going to respond to it. So I appreciated that they called that out, just to say it's not stopping the anger, it's controlling the anger.
Managing,
it's
if you will.
Applying the reason to it.
Yeah.
So that you're not becoming a victim of your anger, of your first reaction. It's making a choice, conscious choice.
Yeah.
Well, and they do say at the end of this chapter, they say, you may have noticed that we're giving you less and less direction. Because, let's face it, we only have a few weeks left in our journey. So they're saying they want you to work out for yourself how to best implement the remaining exercises. So they're starting to take some of those safety wheels off, and they're letting us okay, we've given you a lot of guidance here. Now it's going to be up to you. It's like at a certain point, you have to let the baby birds spread their wings and fly and leave the nest.
Which is exactly what we do here at Painted Porch Strategies. We have training, we have tools for you to help you deal with some of these things, to manage some of these things. But the whole idea is for not us to hold your hand forever. The whole idea is, hey, here are the tools that we've learned in our areas of expertise. For Sierra, again, it's mindfulness. For me, it's communication and how you communicate effectively with people while managing your emotions. And then Amy puts it all together with the teamwork, because teams that work well together win championships. Teams that communicate well, that are mindful of each other, they succeed. And that's what we know you can do. So look us up at paintedporchstrategies.com. We can help you with anger. We can help you with so many different things through our courses. And we love to hang out on the porch and share ideas. And this is why we're such a great team. Ladies, I think this has been an excellent exercise as we learn how to conquer anger, if you will. For Sierra, for Amy, I'm Rob. We are Painted Porch Strategies. We're going to do this again next week, because we only have 4 weeks left, 49, 50, 51, 52, 4 weeks to go. So we're going to get through a whole year of lessons on Stoicism. Thank you for being here with us. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment on the link below with your feedback, and follow along in the book, the Handbook for New Stoics. Till next time, see you later.
I need a little blubber lip action. Okay. All right.
Of the tongue.
I'm ready now.
Of the tongue.
La 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 la.
Unique New York.
Okay, I'm ready.
Blood, bad blood.